In Longing to Belong by Sari Shah, the author explores her origins on a visit to Pakistan, a country neighboring her homeland, and how upon further reflection after an almost marriage, she decides that maybe her roots aren't the best thing to get in touch with after having lived away from them her entire life. The narrative was really meant for anybody who wanted to read about her trip to how she achieved getting to her homeland and how she discovered, she discovered more about herself getting there. Um, the purpose was to show just how different things are than what she expected, because she realized that she'd never really been in touch with her origins or her roots, and how she wanted to try that. And then as it continued, she realized that she didn't, and she had lived away from them her entire life. And for women there to have not really a voice and to be raised where you do is definitely a culture shock. Really, the kind of main idea is it's not everything is what it seems. The way to get things in life isn't always to follow tradition, and because you may need to step out of your box and make your own way. The different forms of narrative that I noticed in the story is there's a lot of imagery where she uses words to describe and show kind of meaning, like when she's describing the person her aunt and her uncle want her to marry, she describes him as a distant cousin. His luxuriant black mustache was generally considered a compensation for his lack of height, so it tells you that he's short and got a bristly face. It also explained that he'd pose with the babies with whiskers twitching, so smiling with his mouth and all that stuff. She mentions when she sees the bride and she had to sit perfectly still while the groom talked to everybody, and how it says that her eyes demurred lowly and she didn't see her move for 4 hours, and how that wasn't something that she would ever want to do. And it's one of the defining moments when she decides that getting to Afghanistan via marriage was not the way to go. Another part of it was the 3 headscarves her aunt put on, and how it was to sort of Islam one-upmanship her other aunt, to show her how proper this one was and how against the marriage she was because of the telephone. You also have the barking inhuman sound that her aunt made when she realized she'd been defeated on getting her married. There are several other examples that are in the story, but it's about a woman discovering that the fairy tale life that she's wanted to live was viewed through a man's eyes, and how to achieve that on her own, she would have to find her own way in life instead of following in her father's footsteps, because women aren't viewed as highly as men in that society than where she was raised.